Have you ever wondered why people say the first $100,000 is the hardest? Here's something that might blow your mind. Once you hit that $100,000 milestone, you're not just on the path to wealth. You're already 1/3 of the way to becoming a millionaire. Sounds crazy, right? But the math proves it. And today I'm going to break down exactly why that's true, how compound interest transforms small sacrifices into massive wealth, and why your financial habits matter more than your income when it comes to building quiet wealth. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand the power of that first $100,000, but you'll also have a blueprint for turning small, consistent actions into a lifetime of financial freedom. So stay tuned, because this could be the mindset shift that changes your financial future forever. Why the first $100,000 feels impossible. Let's be honest, the beginning is tough. When you're just starting, investing feels like you're filling a giant bucket with a tiny teaspoon. You're working hard, putting away what you can, and the progress looks painfully slow. For example, if you invest $100 every single week into an index fund earning an average of 8% a year, it takes you about 12 years to reach $100,000. 12 years. That's over a decade of patience, discipline, and resisting the urge to give up. During this time, most of the growth comes from you, your paycheck, your discipline, your sacrifices. Out of that first $100,000, about $60,000 is money you directly invested, and only $40,000 is growth from compounding. That's why people say the first 100 grand is the hardest. It feels like you're carrying the load by yourself. But here's the secret. Once you push past that first barrier, everything changes. The tipping point of wealth. After hitting $100,000, compound interest starts to kick in like a financial superpower. Instead of you doing all the heavy lifting, your money starts working for you. By the time you reach $200,000, you'll notice something incredible. Your investments will have generated over $100,000 on their own, while your personal contributions will be just under that. In other words, your money is starting to outpace your effort. This is where the wealth snowball begins to roll. It's like planting seeds for years, waiting patiently, and then suddenly watching a forest spring up seemingly overnight. And here's the jaw-dropper. By the time you reach $1 million, only about $180,000 of that came directly from you. The rest, over $800,000, was created by compound growth. That's why I call this stage quiet wealth. You don't have to hustle endlessly or take huge risks. Your money quietly works harder than you ever could. The snowball effect. Imagine standing at the top of a mountain and rolling a small snowball downhill. At first, it barely grows. But as it picks up speed, it gathers more snow, getting bigger and faster until it's unstoppable. That's exactly how compound interest works. The first 12 years to reach $100,000 feel painfully slow. But once you're past that point, the timeline speeds up. It might take 18 years to reach $200,000, but then only another 18 years to hit $1 million. By year 45, you could easily have $2 million or more, bringing in over $160,000 per year in passive income, without working a single extra hour. Think about that. It took you 12 years to make your first $100,000. Now, in just 1 year, your money is generating nearly the same amount for you automatically. That's the wealth snowball in action, the lifestyle trade-offs that change everything. Here's the part most people miss. You don't need to sacrifice your happiness or live like a monk to make this work. We're talking about $100 per week. That's the cost of skipping one dinner out, driving a slightly cheaper car, or brewing your coffee at home instead of buying it every day. Millionaires aren't people who always make the most money. They're people who consistently make the smartest decisions with the money they have. The truth is, wealth is more about habits than income. Think about it. How many people do you know who earn 6 figures but are always broke? New cars, big houses, expensive vacations, but nothing in savings. On the flip side, there are quiet millionaires living next door who drive regular cars, wear regular clothes, and never brag about money. Their wealth grows silently in the background because they understand one thing. Every dollar is a seed. You can either eat it today or plant it and watch it grow into a tree that feeds you for life. The millionaire's mindset. So what separates those who reach financial freedom from those who don't? It's mindset. The average person sees $100 as spending money. The millionaire in the making sees it as an investment. They think, if I put this $100 to work, in 20 years it could be worth $500, maybe even $1,000. That shift in thinking is what creates generational wealth. And once you taste the power of compounding, something changes in you. Watching your money grow without lifting a finger is addictive. In the best way. Instead of splurging on that bigger car payment, you start asking yourself, what if I invested this instead? Suddenly, lifestyle inflation becomes less tempting because you see the bigger picture. This is how wealthy people think. They don't just earn money, they multiply it. Why $100,000 is the real game changer. Now, let's circle back to why hitting $100,000 is such a big deal. It's not just the number, it's what it represents. At $100,000, you've proven you can be disciplined. You've built the habits of saving, investing, and delaying gratification. You've trained your financial muscles. And now, you're standing at the starting line of exponential growth. Here's a perspective shift. Most people look at $100,000 and think, that's just a fraction of a million. But mathematically, it's so much more. At $100,000, you're 1/3 of the way to millionaire status, not in time, but in effort. Because after this point, your money begins to do the heavy lifting for you. That's why legendary investor Charlie Munger once said, the first $100,000 is hard, but you gotta do it. After that, the road gets easier. How to accelerate the journey. Now, maybe you're wondering, do I really have to wait decades to see results? The answer is no. You can speed up the process by taking a few smart steps. Increase your contributions over time. As your income grows, don't just grow your lifestyle, grow your investments. If you can boost from $100 a week to $200, you'll shave years off your timeline. Invest in index funds or ETFs. You don't need to pick the next hot stock. History shows the S&P 500 has returned around 10% annually before inflation. That's more than enough to build long-term wealth. Automate your investments. Set it and forget it. Wealth grows in silence, not from constantly checking charts or trying to time the market. Avoid debt traps. Every dollar you pay in interest to a credit card company is a dollar that could have been compounding for you. Wealthy people borrow to invest, not to consume. Think long-term. Don't panic when the market dips. Remember, compound interest works best when uninterrupted. Volatility is temporary. Growth is permanent. By applying these strategies, you're not just chasing money. You're building freedom. Your future self will thank you. Picture yourself 20 years from now. Would you rather look back and think, I wasted thousands on stuff I barely remember? Or would you rather see a portfolio worth hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions, working for you while you sleep? Wealth isn't about luck. It's about patience, discipline, and mindset. The first $100,000 is proof that you can do it. After that, it's about letting time and compounding take the wheel. And here's the beautiful part. Once you've built this system, your wealth starts to grow whether you work or not. That's the definition of financial freedom, when your money works harder than you do. So here's the takeaway. The first $100,000 is your financial foundation. It's the hardest, but it's also the most important. Because once you hit it, everything accelerates. You're not just on the road to $1 million, you're already 1/3 of the way there. If this video opened your eyes to the power of compounding, imagine what else you could achieve by mastering your money mindset. Don't just watch, take action. Start today, even if it's just $50 a week. Your future self will thank you. And if you found value here, do me a favor. Hit the like button, subscribe for more wealth building strategies, and drop a comment below sharing your personal savings goal. I'd love to hear where you are on your financial journey. Because remember, wealth isn't built in silence. It's built in small, consistent steps that compound into something extraordinary. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.